Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing some maintenance to the Porsche. When I bought this car, the previous owner didn't know when the last oil change was, so we're going to be doing some oil change. We got some Mobil 1 oil and a man filter, and we got a new oil drain plug. We also got an engine air filter, but turns out we didn't even need that anymore. And last but not least, we have the AOS. The AOS is the air oil separator, which I think is the culprit for the white smoke that's coming out of the exhaust. All right, let's begin. First thing we need to do is put this top in service mode so we can get to the engine. I think that's how you do it. Not sure. And there's just a small little ball joint right there that we're just gonna take off. And then this just slides out like that. And this whole thing should just go up. Just like that. Now you just gotta take those clips off over there, these four. It's freezing. All right, and this should just come right off. I guess this is first. This should come off now. There we go. Now these should just twist and pull, I guess. Should come right off. And it's off. First time seeing this engine now. This is my first time ever seeing this engine, and wow, was it disgusting and dusty. Oh my gosh, you guys won't believe what I found. We have a cold air intake. I guess hot air intake. Now here is the AOS that we need to replace. I just took off the hose over here, and now we're gonna take the bottom hoses out. I saw somebody do this with the wheel off, so we're gonna try taking the wheel off first and then see if we can get in there. So it looks like we had a spacer on this before. Put these back so we don't forget them. All right, we got the old air oil separator out and it does not look good. There's some like coffee looking stuff in there. So either this engine's gone or it's just the AOS. So we're gonna put the new one in and then find out. I'm not sure what happened to the audio, but I was saying how I wasn't able to put the O-ring clamp back on. So I went out and I bought a normal clamp, and hopefully it'll work as good as the O-ring clamp would have. Now we're gonna put the top hose back on and give it its first startup. First start after the AOS replacement. We're still getting some white smoke, but we'll see if that keeps on going or if it'll stop. It's been about a minute and it's already way better. So I'm pretty sure it was the AOS that was bad on this car. All right guys, it still has a little bit of white smoke, but I'm not sure if it's because it's maybe too cold. So I'm gonna go turn on the E46 and see if there's also white smoke on that. Again, not sure what happened to the audio, but as you can see, the E46 is also throwing some white smoke out there. So it might be just because it was just too cold. So now we're just gonna move over to the oil change. So it's been a couple of days. I finally started it now, and there's absolutely no white smoke. So that confirms that it was the AOS system that was bad with this car. And I also, in the meantime, since the engine's already out and everything, I undid that and I cleaned all of this apart because apparently when this is dirty, it doesn't function well. I also took out the map sensor and I cleaned that as well because it was super dirty. And this intake was actually very bad and broken inside. So I'm getting a new one that should arrive today. And then we'll be replacing that also. So for now, we're gonna let it warm up for a couple of minutes and then do an oil change on this thing. We're gonna take an 8mm hex and then take the drain bowl out. All right. Really hope this is big enough. And I really hope it's big enough. Because man, if this doesn't drain in there, oh, I'm screwed. Got the drain bowl out and it's coming out. Let's see if it's good oil. Oh yeah, it looks pretty old. Let's take the filter out. You'll need a special adapter for the oil filter, which is gonna be right there. Which really wasn't screwed on, wow. Wait, you're gonna need the oil pan for this. Ooh, that's a lot of oil. All right, I'm just gonna let this drain and then we'll tighten it back up and then fill the oil. The oil filter should have came with a new oil filter housing seal, so we're gonna put it on. All right, so it came with a new seal. We're gonna put that on here. And I'm just using a screwdriver to pry this old one off. Out with the old, and then in with the new. Make sure you oil it up. I don't know why, but that's what they always say in YouTube. And then push it down. there's a little groove where that goes in. Boom. And then you put the oil filter back in, obviously. I don't think this is the same size, if I'm being honest. Yeah, same size. Old. Look how old this is. Let's open it up and see if there's any like metal inside it. Yeah, same size. Let's open it up. I want to see how it looks like. All right, I got a knife. Let's open it up. Yeah, it looks good. Don't see any metals in there. I think we're good. I think it was just dirty oil. I think this car haven't had an oil change since like a while. Probably like a long time. This is so dirty. I've never seen oil this dirty. Thought my BMW oil was dirty. Oh my god, this is a whole different breed. I also got a new drain plug and some crush washers. So before I put the oil filter back on, I'm gonna fill it halfway with oil and then screw it right on. Just like that. Halfway filled up, and then we're gonna screw it right back on. Let's put the oil filter back on. Now we're gonna torque the drain plug to 37 foot-pounds. This is scary. Oh, no, this is scary. This is way too scary. I'm not doing it. That snaps. Yeah, there's no way that's not tight. Now we're gonna put 8.7 quarts of oil in this. Maybe I should check if it's leaking. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I am filling this from the back of the car, which is pretty interesting. Never had a car that you fill up from the back of the car. You also fill up the coolant here, and you can check your oil also from the back. Pretty dope if you ask me. It's like owning a supercar. Basically rich at this point. I mean, I do own a Porsche. Gotta get every last drop. Oh, wow. It says Mobile 1. I don't think that's good enough. All right, let's check if there's any oil. Looks like we still have to fill up more. I'm gonna fill another like 2 or 3 quarts. We can always add more, but we can't take out less. Well, we can, but then we'll have to do all this over again. All right, let's measure again. Just let it settle for a couple of seconds. And looks like we're still missing a little bit. You guys can't really tell, but you can tell right there. All right, that should be good. Let's turn it on, let it run for a few minutes, and then check the oil level again. We are pretty low on gas, so I'm not sure. It should run, but let's see. I don't know why it just did that, but I mean, it's running now. Let's let it run for a couple of minutes and then check the oil again. Gotta make sure nothing's leaking too. Yeah, I think we're all good. And as you can see, there's no white smoke, which is amazing. The car is reading low oil, so we're gonna check the oil real quick, which is indeed very low. Yep, we're gonna have to add more oil real quick. Definitely gonna need at least a quart. That's a half right there. Still needs a little bit more. Damn, this thing takes a lot of oil. The car does have an oil level sensor, so this is how you do it. And you'll see it as calculating how much oil is in it, and it says it's minimum, so we should add a little bit more. Let's check again. I just added some more oil. All right, looks like we're at halfway now, so let's add more oil. I'm just gonna let it idle for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna check the oil level once again. I only have a quart left, so if this isn't enough, we're gonna have to go to the store and get some more, and that means we might take the E46 out. It's actually been sitting here for a month now, and it has not moved since. The next video might be actually me replacing this top right here, because it is cracked and ripped in other places, which is why the water leaked. And also, one reason why the water leaked is this drain hole right here is very, very, very dirty. So we're gonna have to clean that out. And we might as well clean all 6, I believe. There's 2 in the back, and then 3, 4 in the front. Yeah, so 6 in total. So we're gonna be cleaning all the drain bolt outs, and then also replacing the top, which I've never done, and I've heard it's super hard. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go give you guys some revs so you can hear how this car sounds stock before we do any aftermarket modifications to it, just for future references. All right, guys, I got everything on. We got the new intake in, and then I put the sensors back in. So let's start it up and see how it runs. So as you can see, everything's running pretty good, actually. I'm not sure why there's a check engine light. It might be because it's an old one or something. I'm not sure. But you can see the RPMs, they don't jump up and down anymore after we clean that sensor. So that's all good. So now we're gonna wrap everything back up. We're gonna put the cover back on, put the top back and everything. So let's get back to work. Let's turn the car off, put the cover back on, and yeah. All right, guys, so that's it for the video. We did all the maintenance that we could. Next thing we're gonna be doing is the convertible top. We're gonna be installing that. So pray for me. I'm gonna go take out the E46 for a ride real quick, make sure she's all healthy, and then I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe.